Okay, and we are back. This post was originally done on Facebook on August 7th.
Yeah,
and it looks to me like a very large crocodile, alligator thing.
It is a crocodilian.
Okay.
So at this point that we're actually recording it, I have just been finishing up my continent series where I've been going through to each continent.
Okay.
And including that and a break in between for 1 week. Every week had a Deniosuchus.
Okay.
At first, I thought it was just fake crocodilians, but then I realized that also includes true crocodilians. So that's a correction I made later on.
Okay.
So technically, I have it wrong in a few posts, but I catch on. So,
Okay.
But I always stayed whether or not it was a crocodilian. That
Okay.
was always true. Sometimes I didn't realize crocodilians are themselves Deniosuchians.
Okay. Okay. So what is a Deniosuchian?
It's basically anything that, well, to be honest, they all look generally like crocodilians.
Okay.
And crocodilians are just a living subset of that. And
Okay.
Like the ones we
alligators, crocodiles, caimans,
Yes.
that kind of thing. Okay.
But it's that general group of like these older, kind of armored reptiles.
Okay. All right.
But
and
this one is an actual crocodilian
Okay.
that we're talking about for this first podcast that we're recording today.
okay.
This is the Deinosuchus.
Okay.
Now, you said it was big. I want you to guess how big it was.
Just looking at him, I'm gonna guess he was like 20 feet long or something.
Oh, I don't have the I don't have the
Is that
length
in
here.
here?
I can look that up. I'll look
Okay.
that up. But I did include its weight. But okay.
Okay.
So
Oh, 5. Oh,
no, let me wait.
Okay, yeah,
Okay, so this thing was a very large predator. Well,
Okay.
let's look up the length first. The
Okay.
Deinosuchus. I don't know why I've started to put that in posts more often. But
okay.
I think this one, if I can find it.
We need to start putting references to where you can look some
Okay,
of
I'm
this
gonna be
stuff
honest.
up
I've just looked it all up on Wikipedia.
Okay.
It's not always accurate, so double check it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's especially for like paleontology stuff.
Right.
It's all guessing anyway.
That's true. They're
So-
estimating.
The largest adults, it looks 35 feet.
Oh, well, I was close.
Yeah.
20 feet. Not just
35.
up there.
Not
Okay.
all of. There's different subspecies,
And that's
so
and
it
that's
can vary.
nose to tip of tail.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. The largest remains of the largest subspecies could have possibly gotten to 39 feet.
Wow. That's a
Okay.
lot of feet.
Yes. And so this thing, the reason this week I did as follow-ups to previous weeks.
Okay.
Actually, this was just follow-ups to the first week.
Okay.
So, like, I mentioned Deinosuchus in the Parasaurolophus post, so that's why I did Deinosuchus.
Okay.
And Parasaurolophus was 5 tons.
Okay.
And this thing hunted them. So guess how big this thing was.
Bigger than 5 tons. I'm going to say 10 tons.
Yes, so this thing, the one I said it could get up to 39 feet long,
Right.
could have gotten to 9.4 short tons, which is our tons.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So this is a very large. I literally just did Sarcosuchus literally like this week, I think Wednesday or Thursday I did it.
Okay.
Thursday.
Okay.
Let me just look that up real quick, just for a comparison. The largest crocodilian today can get up to like not even 2.25 tons.
Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, what are they? 9-10 feet or something? These days?
23 feet. But
Current?
that's
Current?
the salt waters.
Oh, okay.
Like the big.
I'm thinking like just would be crossing the road as you're
In
driving
Florida?
to Disney World.
Yeah, no. The salt water, the largest today,
Okay.
can get up to like 23 feet and 4,400 pounds, which is like 2.25 tons.
Yeah, 2-point-something tons.
Which that is like super rare. We're talking about like individuals that were hunted back in the day, but we've
Okay.
hunted them so often there's not as many.
Okay.
But yeah,
So they could have gotten to so the saltwater ones back then were the ones that could get up to 40 feet. I'm assuming.
yeah, okay. Deinosuchus actually also did, we believe, go swimming in the oceans.
In
as
the
it
ocean.
lived
So
in
he
the
was
coast.
saltwater. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So really, this could be another one of those things that sailors back in the day thought was like a sea monster. thing.
Oh, okay.
Or that was Deinosuchus too.
Deinosuchus hunted Parasaurolophus, which is a dinosaur.
Okay, dinosaur.
So this thing lived like, what's the exact time?
Well,
Like,
but the current crocodiles and alligators are descendants of it.
Yes.
So it basically shrunk from 40 feet to whatever
20
feet today. So
yeah.
it took it all that
Deinosuchus
time.
went extinct 73 million years ago.
Okay, but something took its place
Yeah.
And then something took that one's place, and
Yeah.
something took that one's place.
Crocodilians have been around for a very long time. I don't
Okay.
know the exact time, but we're talking like at least 200 million years. There's
And
been
so-
some form of crocodilian or like their relatives on this planet.
Around. So, like, are the oldest, like, crocodilians and sharks have been
Sharks are
around
like
that
400 million years.
They've been
Sharks
around
are
longer.
older than crocodilians.
long? Okay, but basically,
By, like-
another saltwater creature.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of because a lot of crocodilians actually live in freshwater.
Right.
Saltwaters are the weird one.
Right.
And a lot of sharks live in saltwater, but bull sharks are the weird one.
Okay. They
One
live in
time,
fresh.
a bull shark swam up the Mississippi. I don't remember, like
So
to
you
like
just bored.
to like St. Louis or something. Because they just bull sharks can live in fresh water, so they'll go up.
Isn't that where in St. Louis where the arch is?
Yeah.
Maybe he just wanted to go in the arch.
That's not how that works. Okay, but yeah.
It's like,
so,
I heard of this really cool
Yeah.
thing we could go see, and we could swim up this
also,
little river
we
here.
know that Deinosuchus at least ate Parasaurolophus because we have its teeth marks in Parasaurolophus vertebrae.
Okay.
So
okay.
that could have been scavenging, but this thing is big enough where it definitely could take down at least a youngster, but probably adult. I mean,
Okay.
it's like almost twice its weight.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
right
it's
then.
big. Yeah.
And so these, so they were saltwater at the time.
Well, they lived in salt and freshwater, we
Salt,
believe.
okay.
But like they lived on the coast, so they would go
Okay.
into like a coastal lake, or they would
Okay.
go out into the ocean. Yeah.
Okay. And we're
Well,
just assuming that they hunted kind of like things do now, death roll, grab
Yes.
something, spin the bejeebas out of it.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, they have the structure for that.
Okay.
Eventually, when we get to Sarcosuchus, which for these podcasts are afraid all down the road,
Right.
that one we believe couldn't because it had a really thin snout. But Deinosuchus has a broader snout.
like a gharial. Or
Yeah.
something. Okay.
Actually, yeah. Actually, I compare it to a gharial throughout the post, actually,
Okay.
because that's the most thing. I mean,
This
it's a
is
lot
related,
bigger
yeah.
than a gharial, so it could
Right.
take on like the giant coelacanths that lived in the rivers at the time.
Right.
Like those things got like bigger.
Yeah,
than people.
gharials are surprisingly small.
Gharials are small, yeah.
Yeah, I was
we went
shocked
to,
when I
yeah,
saw
we
how
went to the
small they
Brock
are.
Zoo. There was like 7 of these things in the habitat, and they were
Yeah,
not big.
They were not big at all. Yeah,
No.
like caimans kind. I mean, well,
They were
a little
bigger
than caimans.
yeah.
But in that scale as compared
Yeah.
to a alligator
or
a crocodile.
a saltwater crocodile or a Deinosuchus.
Yeah.
Also, the last thing I have here is that they lit. So, okay, back then North America was split in half
Okay.
by an inland sea. So,
Okay.
like all these.
So was it like the Mississippi was just bigger?
No, like it was an ocean, like cut in
Oh,
half.
okay.
So,
okay.
but we're saying Utah, Montana, Wyoming, New Mexico, New Jersey, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, and North Carolina would have
Okay.
all have been coastal states at the time of the inlands, I believe.
Oh, so New Jersey touched the inland sea. So New Jersey was like an island.
I'm not positive. It might not have gone that
Okay,
far, but
yes,
still,
New Jersey's on the
yeah,
coast already.
But we're talking like we're talking like states like Montana were like mostly
Montana.
to at least
Okay.
partially underwater.
Okay.
It was
okay.
a shallow inland sea though, so we're talking more like the.
So it didn't cut like straight up through Canada. It cut up and bent
Actually,
to the
no.
east.
Let's see.
Because that would make it swing maybe out by the Carolinas and Jersey if it kind of took the bottom right quadrant of the
No,
country
like-
and chopped it up.
Let me. The Western Interior Seaway. Okay, this is what it looked like. So, we're talking like.
Oh well, then this could be New Jersey up here.
well, no, like New
kinda.
Jersey would be here.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
I
guess.
bet the Deinosuchus just swam that way.
Yeah,
Like around because
yeah,
they could swim in the ocean. But yeah, so
yeah, crazy.
I'm sorry, I showed Dad that. You guys didn't see that.
Yeah,
but
well, it's
look
you
up.
can go look that up.
Look
yeah.
up Western Interior Seaway.
See, we need to do these as video podcasts so that we
Oh,
can.
no, okay,
show
that's one picture. You can whatever. Right. So yeah, I think that's about it for Deinosuchus. You know,
All right.
I do mention Sarcosuchus, which is why I did a post on it later because I'm doing these like follow-up posts and they're sort of like chained together. So yeah.
Okay, so you're referencing one
Yeah.
back to the other.
So this
and this model is a what
Safari.
This is Safari, so reasonably accurate. I mean,
Yeah,
accurate
good.
to what we know, and
Yeah.
it's not a skin on bone. What's that called?
Shrink wrap.
Shrink wrapped.
Crocodilians. I mean,
We kind of know they're
Yeah.
pudgy, and so this is pretty. Accurate to what we believe.
Yeah.
was at the time. Okay, and what crocodiles and alligators? One, the top teeth stick out.
Crocodiles have teeth that stick up and down.
Okay.
Alligators, I think, only stick
down, I think.
And
Okay.
alligators have broader snouts than crocodiles.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so would this, do you know if this would be more closely related to an alligator or a crocodile? Or kind of both at that point? It was.
I think it's pretty it's
pretty gender neutral as far as.
that is, I mean, I get what you're saying,
species neutral.
Okay. Yeah, it had a rounder snout, so
Okay.
you might want to say alligator, but I mean, it's not. It's just a crocodilian.
I always think, and you know how
actually no, it's in the alligator subfamily.
alligator stuff. So you know how I remember that the alligators have the round snouts, because I always think that the ones with the pointier snouts look like the capital letter A, and then I remember, oh no, that's wrong. They're crocodiles.
Yeah.
So why aren't they alligators? Because that would make more sense, because their snouts are shaped like
they
an
are actually. Deinosuchus is more closely related to alligators and caimans and
so
stuff.
that's why he's kind of got the rounder snout. We
Yes.
assume kind
Yes.
of that rounder snout.
Mm-hmm. Which we have. I think we found skulls.
And
so
do you
we
know
that.
what's the big, other than the teeth? What's the big deal genetically difference between an alligator and a crocodile? I mean,
they split. I just was looking at it because I looked up that thing.
Yeah,
they're pretty split actually.
oh, there's a lot of differences.
Well, okay,
not
genetically, a ton,
yeah.
but enough.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now I've lost. Now I'm confused. Okay. I gotta hit back. And okay. Well, this has become a dumpster fire. I'm trying to navigate this. Okay. So. Okay. So crocodilia is a group.
Okay. Right.
One way becomes alligatoria.
Okay.
Which then after like 2 more splits or 3 becomes like caimans and alligators.
Okay.
Which are technically split. So, like, we're talking, like, so technically, so based on this chart, which is from, looks like 2021, so pretty recent, we're talking, so after crocodilia split, so let's see, counting that split, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th one is alligators and caimans.
And so are alligators typically smaller than crocodiles? I mean, not as small as caimans.
Well, okay,
but...
there's only 2 living species of alligator.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of hard to say.
Okay.
Chinese alligators, which is the one no one knows about, are really small.
Okay.
And then everyone knows an American
alligator.
Yeah. Okay. So after those 6 splits, that's
Right.
all towards alligators.
Right.
Crocodiles are like 1, 2 splits the other way.
Okay.
Actually, wait, crocodilus. Oh, sorry, no, not 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 splits the other way.
Okay. Okay.
But
so they
then,
split off quite a while
yeah,
ago, crocodiles and
but
alligators.
then, so 2 splits after crocodilia, away from alligators,
right.
is when crocodilians and gharials split off, and then another split gets you to both, I believe, gharials and false gharials.
So gharials more closely related to a
crocodile.
crocodile than an alligator.
Yes.
But an alligator is more closely related to a caiman.
Yeah, okay. So basically there's the split.
Right.
And eventually you get down to crocodile. Actually, caimans are more closely related to alligators than gharials are to crocodiles.
Okay.
So, like, because alligators and caimans split off from the same crown group.
Okay.
While gharials have a crown group and a stem group and a crown group before they connect back up with crocodiles.
Okay.
And then it's 2 more before you get back to crocodilians in general.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to go a little nerdy here. Crown group, stem group.
I'm reading that. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
All right.
We'll look that
The
up.
crown group or crown assemblage is a collection of species composed of the living representations of the collection. Okay. Crown group just means they're all alive. Stem group includes extinct.
Okay. Okay.
Which, I mean, eventually you get back and that doesn't count because some of these crown groups do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, because... Okay, so the gharials have a crown group, which is gharials and false gharials.
Okay.
But those technically are split.
Right.
Then you get to the stem group that also includes the extinct ones.
Okay.
Then you get to the crown group of...
So basically, a stem grows off and dies off.
Yes.
Where a crown continues to grow.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Well, I learned that because I didn't know that.
I guess it's, you think of a crown of a tree is the part that continues to grow. The lower stems and may just end off.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that's a good way. Okay, good.
Well,
Learned something new today.
That went way off from Deinosuchus.
That went way off.
Whatever.
But anyway, that was cool. We learned a lot of stuff on that.
The goal of this is to educate both for myself,
Dad,
and then anyone
we all
listening.
learn along the way. Cool.
All right.
All right. Well, that was very cool. All right. I think that wraps up the big toothy guy.
Yeah.